Hey guys, Susanna here. Well, I am back again with doing the roses. I've invisible stitched down the background a little bit, and I've just ironed down the roses. So I do need to give it a bit of a stitch around, but then I was looking for colours to stitch. That doesn't work. Bits and pieces. Really like that. I think that's going to be really nice, but that matches perfectly. But then I was looking in my little box of tricks. There's a couple of these little bits in there, which I think may look really nice just sitting here. Where's this tiny little piece? Thinking, you know, something like that would sit really nice there. I quite like that there. Where are we? Scissors. So I might, and I like the frayed edge too. So I was thinking I might put that there, just like that. I quite like it. Now, I might just have one pin for now, so that's going to go down. And I don't know whether I do that. I might do something because I found this too. And I thought that might be nice along there, but definitely want to put that there. And might fiddle around with these other pieces a bit later on. Okay. Okay, so what I need to do with this is go through some colours. Definitely that and that. Bit of that. Maybe a little bit there. So I probably need to get this, because I got finished stitching around, and then I thought I got to stitch this on. I better do that, and then we can get to doing some stitching, thread painting. That's it. Oh my goodness, lost for words. Now, I've had quite the weekend, and so with each video that I do, I keep you posted on what's happening with the house. Well, the house that we wanted, someone else was interested in, and we put in the offer and they took the other one. So over the weekend I was busy looking at other properties. Where am I going to start? I'll just start here. And yeah, so we found, you know, some nice properties. Like there's you know, not always the best stuff out there, but because there was quite a lot for sale, and I just get really fussy because I know this is going to be my last home. I don't want to be having to shift again. So I found, I looked at 4 with my son because my husband was working, so I'm going to get him to come and have a look at these other 2. Like there was one, the first one we looked at was a definite no-no, and I'm like, no, too much work, not, you know, I think it has potential, but it just didn't yeah, 10 years ago maybe. Yeah, a bit too much work, and it would be a good one for if you bought it and in a year's time it'd be worth another $100,000 more. So someone will pick themselves up a good bargain in that house. And then we looked at another one, and yeah, it was nice, but it was a bit overpriced, and the agent was, real estate agents, they're the worst, to tell you. The young guys are always really nice because they're keen to please, whereas this one that we looked at, and it was one of my houses that I was like, oh yeah, this is my favourite, something about this house. And when I got there, it was all right, but there was a lot of things that wasn't that keen on. So, and then I had these other two, which I just, I'll chuck in and have a look, and surprise, surprise, they're the two that I'm going to be going back and having a look. And one was, it's being currently tenanted out, and it's an absolute pigsty. Like, I'm not joking. It looks like something from Hoarders, and I can see why the owners are probably selling it, trying to get rid of these people. It was disgusting, and it was really hard to see past all the rubbish. You could tell the agent felt really embarrassed. And they were there, and, the house smelled like smoke. She was out the front, the lady, and then the two little girls, which were just so cute. I felt like stealing them, getting him away from, it was just awful. But the house itself, I just sort of felt sorry for the poor old girl. Like, she'd seen better days. It was a beautiful home, and the rooms were massive, and I was just saying to my son, you've got to look past the mess, you've got to look past the mess. So, but it had so much potential, and I looked online at the photos, because you can see previous photos of what it used to look like, and I'm like, oh, you poor old thing, you've been hard done by. And it was a beautiful home. Like, lawns need to be mowed, things need to be manicured, carpets need to be cleaned. There was just stuff all over the floor. And the dining room was the girls' playroom, and you couldn't see the carpet. There was just so many toys, and it was really hard to see past the mess. But the rooms were massive, especially the master bedroom. Like, my goodness, you could play a game of footy in there. It was just huge. But I think for a lot of people, it's hard for them to see past the mess. And because they are tenants, I'm hoping, that they get steam cleaned and whatnot, but you just don't know. So, and then we had a look at another one, which is higher price, but it was really nice, and my son particularly liked that one, and it's only pretty much around the corner from where we are now. So, so it's a toss-up between those two. My son liked the last one. It was quite nice, but I'd say it was originally a 2-bedroom, but then they've made this massive living area at the back, which is beautiful. It's got this lovely heater, and it's got air conditioners, and then outside it's got this beautiful ornamental grape over the undercover carport thing area. So it was really quite lovely. But then there was just little issues. It was a kitchen dining, which I'm like, I don't think that I'd have room to put my dining table in there. So you've just got to, in your head, move your stuff in, and it's got to be practical. So, but it's still, the lounge room is so big that you could put the dining table in there and just have a small breakfast table in the kitchen. So there is ways around it. So I'm just going to next week take my husband through, and before I take him through that really messy house, I will show him the photos of what it can be. So he'll have, you know, look past the mess. Yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe because I'm an artistic person, I can see beyond. But if that was my house and I was tenanting it out, I would be devastated. I don't know how people can live like that. It's just so sad. Yeah, yep. So that's my main concern, is that, you know, it's just basically, they haven't trashed it, as in there's not holes in the wall or anything like that, and structurally it's still okay, but it's just really dirty with stuff all over the floor, cans of drink just scattered. Like, why don't they just put them in the bin? Yeah, so I personally think that would be the better house. And the thing is, I think because it's so dirty and horrible, it is it's a lower price, and so I think we could probably you know, get it at the lower price, and we'll have room in the budget to actually do stuff, whereas the other one, it's, you know, more ready moving in, and yeah. So, but you're paying a bit of a higher price for it. So just depending on what we get for this house. And after looking around, and I've looked online and all that kind of stuff, and the agent that was in that messy house, he was a lovely guy, and he just sort of seemed familiar and looked familiar, and he said, I'll give you a ring at the end of the day, you know, see how you go and all that kind of stuff, because I told him, we've got another agent booked in to come and have a look. But because we like the houses with this agent, and it's Ballarat real estate, so they are more, you know, like, yeah, I like them, both of them I like. And cutting a long story short, he come over on Saturday evening, and we've signed, you know, like with them, and our house is unofficially on the market because it's the weekend. So the photographers and all that, it will be coming on Monday. So at least our house is unofficially on the market. So yeah, and he said, your house is really good, and it was worth more than what I thought it was. And after having looked at other places and seeing what the price is on them, he said your house is really well presented and has a lot more to offer than some of these other houses. The only downside is it's, you know, it's classed as a 3-bedroom, but it's really only like a 2-bedroom with the studio, and I just wanted that extra room, so that I could have the studio as just a studio, and as a spare room as a spare room. So that way, if my son comes home, which I think he will, there is room for him, and I can still do my business. I mean, I could set up my business in the master bedroom of that house that I like. It's just that huge. So, yeah, so I'll keep you posted. Yabbering away. You can tell I'm a little bit excited. I mean, I just hate moving and doing all this sort of stuff. It's so stressful, especially when you're buying and selling. And I thought, well, we'll go with the guys that we're possibly going to be buying the house from. So, you know, they'll work harder at trying to get the right price. The reason why the agent actually rang me is to see how it was going. But he said, look, there was a house around the corner, and because I told him a little bit about our house and all that kind of stuff. And he said, well, look, we had, you know, 6 people coming through there. We've got a list of people wanting houses in your area. So I may not even have to get photos, and if we can get people off those listings coming in, that's going to save us a bit of money on all the, the advertising campaign thing that they do. They certainly know how to charge, but I don't mind if I'm going to get the extra money, which will help us cover any costs and possibly even have extra money to work on the house. So I think the main thing, if they don't get it, I keep doing that. If they don't get it steam cleaned, it's mainly getting the carpets done, and I don't think there are any drapes in the house. They might be blinds, so just getting that smoke smell out of the house. We've had a house in previous house that had, being a tenanted house, this was, but he didn't smoke, the house that we're in now. So it was all right, but another house in the 90s, and it did take a while to get it out, but once we replaced the carpet in the lounge room, which was pretty trashed, yeah, got rid of it. So there you go, enough talking about houses. Cute. This is, I haven't even got anything yet. Can you imagine how much I'm going to yap once I've got the house, yay! And in my mind, I'm already moved in. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting. My husband and I are going to see to Queensland to visit Corinne in June, and I'm thinking we're probably going to need the break. Just going for a week, nothing. You're just over there in their new place and no plans of going anywhere, just chilling and hanging out and doing craft and checking out her new place. So it should be good. And by that time it's, we've really come into autumn. Hopefully I'm in camera. Yeah, so I think Corinne got the last of the warmer weather when she was here. That's why I made my retreat in March, because you still got the warmth from summer, but we've really hit autumn now. Most of the weather this week will be 14, 15 degrees, which is still not too bad, because it's 14, 15 degrees and not that freezing cold winter wind. Still got, the autumn. What day was it on? Friday. It was a gorgeous day. Really, really nice. It was about 20 degrees. I think 20 is a pretty well perfect day. So there you go, guys. So yabbering away and managed to stitch this down. I'm going to finish that off, and I'm actually going to do some stitching on the roses because I've done enough stitching down, and I'll come back and finish this in a minute. So it's funny how you guys get to hear a lot about what's happening in our lives. You've gone with Corinne and her move, and then you'll be going with us in our move, and I might even, like when it comes in there, and I'll show you some photos and, show some possible renovation things. Oh, this is the one I wanted to do, and this is what I've got, so maybe I'll have to start on that. Okay. What I might do is I'll take this off and put that over there because I don't want to be jabbed, but I know it's going down. And we are going to I do really like this colour. How perfect is that for that? Most of the work on this will be probably highlighting, I think. Scissors. I don't know if I'll do all of it, but I'll do bits and pieces. I'm just wondering whether I go around. I'll just stitch some of it. I might just stitch some of it. Just do a satin stitch. It's just a really good colour. Part of me doesn't want to fill it in too much. But it does look good. I might just fill in the darker parts and leave some of the lighter parts. I think. And then I might come with some wool or something, or a bit of stem stitch along there. Let me see where I am in camera. Oh, there we go. I don't want to be so far over that I... Oh! Perfect colour. What I might do, because it is fairly long, I might do some long and short stitches. And sort of come back. Yeah, because it's got Fix underneath. And I might come in with some wool on the roses. If I do this with the thinner stuff, that'll be down. If I do wool, it'll raise that up, so which is what you want. And, you know, maybe highlight some of the centre pieces in the Wonderfill. So I am going to be quite busy working on this one, but this might be something I could. I just have trouble watching TV and doing stuff because I need my glasses, and because I do, you know, closed captions, because I can't always hear that well. Yeah, I need to be watching and concentrating. I can't just sort of listening. So, and I need my reading glasses in order to do stitching in that. Like, oh, plowing through porridge. There we go. Oh, I like. Once you give that a bit of an iron. I mean, you don't have to go with the same colour that's already there, but I like the colour that's already there. This is the beauty of thread painting too. You don't like the colour of something, you can change it. You just have to make sure that you go over all of it. So what I was thinking, maybe I can do in this darker colour. Where is it? That darker colour, which is in, you know, the inside of it in the DMC. And actually I might have another colour, and then do wool. So yeah, so definitely only going to be doing the dark colour in the leaves, because I'll be here for a month of Sundays. So okay, we'll finish that off. And then we'll get my things out. I think I've got a darker colour. Guess a look. Yeah. Oh, come on. Open up. Okay. Now, you can see why you get so messy when you're creating. So I will continue on with that. Just put this down, and I'm thinking it's quite nice. It's quite thick. Also got that. No, definitely need to go with that one. And then no, I think that's it. Okay. Yeah, quite the dark colour. I think this is a it's a Wonderfeel, but it's not a Pearl 8. I think it's a Pearl 5. It's looks a bit thicker. So I'm wondering, we probably need something sort of, there that goes. Just that tiny little bit in there. Bring out a tiny little bit of yellow. So yeah, I won't be doing all of it. And wool is definitely a lot faster. I might get stuck into doing the wool on, where we are, 28 minutes, still early days. Yeah, I'll just get stuck into doing the wool in the next one probably. I'll move that over there because I need the bin. Here we go. Yes, so we'll start it here. I might just cover that little white bit in there. See, that's what I mean, like it's a little dark, so I'm going dark, but not as dark as what they've got it. So, and having the Wonderfeel or even the DMC, whatever you've got, it will sort of, that will go in because the wool is thicker, and it'll make the outside of it you know, thicker, and look, it's more protruding, as you can see. Okay, so just doing satin stitch, long and short stitch, that's all this is. Okay. And if you want to save fabric so it doesn't go all the way around, not fabric, thread, you can do it a different way. I'm going to come in through there and okay. So I'll go around here and just do little satin slash straight stitches, fill it in. It's just like, that's why they call it thread painting, because it is just like colouring in, you know. Your needle's your pencil. And like being a kid again, doing the colouring in work, I might come in with a little bit of yellow on the centre of that, even though it isn't in there. And then do the yellow here as well. Okay, so we're going to come back in here. Oop. Such a pretty rose. A lot of fun doing thread painting, a lot of work, but it's not, you just use the design of the artist and it's just filling in, and it's, you know, makes it look like you're a real genius and you're just colouring in, which is good. Okay, go back down. Oh, trying to get through here. Yeah, so been keeping myself busy. I am so used to being ahead with my you know, my filming and all that kind of stuff, that I, you know, like I'm only basically stitching a day ahead. So this is today I'm stitching. It's Sunday, and I've got to post this for Monday. See, I might go, sometimes you can change course. So I go that way. Go up and down this way. So there we go. And then, because I've changed that way, I can continue going that way for here, which works. Just love this fabric. It was a really good find. Okay, maybe one more, and then go down. Okay. Still got a bit to do on my lilies, but yeah, I'm getting there. Maybe when I get a little bit more ahead, which is fairly unlikely, because I'm sure I'm going to be fairly busy with everything with the house. Cleaning. Oh my goodness, that was a loud laugh, but oh, just it's a nervous, anxious laugh. Doing anything to do with moving, it just it's a lot of work. So yeah. Okay. Ugh. I need a couple of little stitches here and there. And then I've got 2 more up there. Might have to stop and start again for that lot. Okay. Hopefully I'm not coming out of camera. I reckon I might have enough to do those last 2. And yeah, got enough to do, stick it out there. And then that'll, there we go. Better finish it off, too much of a reach to try and stretch it over. Okay. I'll be working on my calendar tomorrow. I've got, I might do it similar to what I'd done my pieces. Oh, that sounds really good English, doesn't it? What I'd done with the calendar. I might just do a running stitch holding the bits and pieces down. I think that will give it that sort of country vintagey look, which is what I had in my original pieces that I've used that design for. So I mean, if I was going to be washing the piece and all that kind of stuff, I probably wouldn't, but it's one that's going to be rolled up, and I think it would be all right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Just stitch them over there. And then that's it for this. This guy, it is quite a dark colour, but I think I like it better than a more of a dark blacky colour. Okay. Now, where are we up to? I'll put that there. I could probably, just wondering if it is too yellow. No yellows there. Ha. Aha. Maybe that one might be a little bit more subtle, but it's not the right thickness. Or that one. That's the one. Okay. Sometimes you just got to persist finding the right one. I'll put a little bit of yellow in there and it'll make it stand out a little bit better. Oh. Where's my scissors? Oh my goodness. There they are. Look at this. It doesn't take much for it to fray by the time you stitch some of the extra bits over. I think I'm just going to probably do a couple of French knots, to be honest, maybe. And this is a Pearl 5 as well. It's a bit thicker, so at least it matches in with that darker colour. I'm going to do a French knot in here, and I will make it a French knot because I think a colonial will be too thick. And then maybe just a couple of stitches here. And sometimes it's the littlest of details that make a difference. It's like when you do cross stitch, which I haven't done for years, and you know they just want one colour and one cross, and I'm like, why? But then when you put it in there, it does make a difference. What's that? It's red. Okay, and go down, and that's it. So by the time I do the wool around, it'll make it stand out a little. I'll just go in here. And I'll keep that piece because I reckon I could probably use it on some of the other centres. And we'll pick our wool, and then I'd say we're probably going to be done. Okay. I think they're probably better colours. Yeah. And I need a cream, which goes pretty well with the pink. Lighter pink. I think that actually works for there. No. No. I think that for there, or that one. I think maybe that one. And then we go the light. Is this the same colour? 9 something. Seems fairly thin, that one. I think I'll stick with that one. Don't mind that one. It would be better to go a little darker. I think those are probably it. Sometimes you haven't got quite the right colour, but by the time you cover everything, it's all good. Now, what I'm going to do here is I might bring out some of that cream, and it's a bit of a darker cream, but I think it'll look good. Okay, and I do like wool because it gives a bit more texture. I'm just wondering, do I double it up? I might. See how we go. Okay. It'll get done nice and quick. Yep, I think doubled up is not a bad idea. Gives it more of a raised look. See how much quicker it is? Oh, there goes my tummy. We better still be in. Yep, we are. I think my tummy's letting me know it needs a coffee or something to eat, morning tea. Okay. I like it because it's a more of a pinky cream. I think I need to go back just in here. There we go. And come back through there. The gap was a bit too big. And that's the thing with thread painting, you think you missed something, just go ahead. So I'm gonna go underneath and go over on this side. I'm really hoping that my hair isn't in the way. I'm a bit of a shocker for having a noggin in the camera, and one of them you couldn't see anything because of my hair. So I've just got to get used to this new format of using the iPad and knowing where I'm coming from. So yeah, I quite like this. You see, even though it's a cream, it's almost turned a little pinkish next to that colour, even though it's cream. And I like that. See how it's bigger? Like it's raised, and I'm going to have that sort of going to go in a little bit, and these will be a little bit higher. Okay, so while I'm here, I'll do that. Probably only will require 2. And then, okay, there we go. Well, I could probably go back down here. I reckon it'll be all right. It will get covered. Finish those bits, and then I think I'm finished for the day because my tummy is like being very insistent. Okay, let me come across here. Oh, I love working with wool. I think it's awesome. This is a very Fleur Woods way of doing things. She likes working with the wool, and you can see why. Okay, might finish that off, and then okay, and then go back in somewhere else. Oh, pretty. Okay, guys, well, I think we're done. That's looking really nice. And it always looks nicer in real life. That's one of the things the girl said at the retreat. She said, they said, oh, your stuff just seems to look nicer in real life than it does on the screen. And I think that's because I was filming on my phone, whereas now with the iPad, you got a little bit more detail. So, okay, guys, well, I'm just going to be persisting. I've got to finish stitching the thread around the outside, and yeah, I'll just continue on a little bit more. And next week, where's that bit of fabric? Here we go. I quite like that here. Yeah, I think I'm going to just put that on there like that. It just adds a little something, something, something. I think it's good. Okay, well, I'll catch you tomorrow with the calendar. Thanks for watching. Bye.